Alright, today we're going to be installing the Eley Hose reel. So I got a new hose. This isn't the hose that comes with it. This is from Obsessed Garage, 75 feet, but we'll open that after I open up the reel. So here's the reel, the box that it came in. Bust it out. Okay, so here it is. Just do a quick overview of what's in here. So this is the clamp brake, the handle, and the hose tie down. And then we've got the fasteners. We've got the concrete fasteners, and we have for wood siding fasteners. This is the gooseneck or the swivel. It's made of brass, copper, and aluminum. Nice aluminum attachment. Brass and copper. Clearly this is well made. And then this is the mounting bracket. This is also aluminum, kind of a bronze color. Not kind of, this is definitely a bronze color. Let's put that over here. This is the inlet or the jumper hose. It's a poly hose. Nice solid brass fittings. Very nice. So the length of this hose will determine how close you can attach your reel to the spigot. Here's the instructions. This instruction book. Here is the arm. So the big decision that you have to make is whether you want the hose perpendicular to your home, where you drag the hose directly away from it, or if you want the hose reel to be perpendicular or parallel to your house. So if you're dragging your hose along the side of your house, this is probably the orientation that you'll use. This is what I'm going to use because I'm going to drag it towards the opening of my garage. It's just around the corner. I think most people will have the hose reel parallel to the house. So that's the orientation I'm going to do it. So this is solid too. It's aluminum. I guess they bake this to 400 degrees, the enamel on it, or powder coating. So I guess it's got a 10-year warranty against rust, which is very handy in a hot, humid, salty environment like Florida, where I'm at. So this is good. This is one flange and this is the other flange. I guess it can hold like 100 feet of hose. I've got 75-foot hose, and you can get an expander to widen it out and make it bigger. So that's it for the unboxing. Let's bust out the instructions so I don't royally screw this up. This has nice DuPont resin sleeves that are also replaceable that you can get from the Eley website if they ever wear out. Some kind of polycarbonate material, so that's good because then it won't rust. But anyway, let's start putting it together. First step is to put together the flanges. So that's the threaded end. This is the slick end. I guess it doesn't matter what the orientation is. There's a little Eley logo right there on top. So if that's going to be on top, I guess I better do it like this. Line up the holes. So, and then I need the bolts for that. Here's the real handle. This is solid resin material, and this appears to be solid aluminum too, so it won't rust. That's very nice. That probably goes on like so. Alright, here's the 3 bolts I was looking for. Here's the handy dandy tool, the Allen key. But you know what? I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my drill. So do I have the right Allen key for this? That is the question. I don't think I do. Oh yes, I do. Perfect. Is that the right size? This one looks to be too big. Yeah, it's that size. Alright, next step is to attach the arm to the mounting bracket. This is the mounting bracket, like I said, aluminum and powder coated. It's got a washer, obviously, and a nut. 2 Allen nuts. Good high quality hardware, they're aluminum. And this is parallel, correct? Get my orientation right. There's 1. And here is 2. Neighbors doing some yard work. Nice. Alright, so it'll go like this, parallel to the house. Hand tighten it down. So that's on. Alright, next step is to attach it to the side of the house. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the camera set up so we can see how we're doing that. Alright, so here's my faucet. Here is the bracket attachment for the reel. I've got a level, but I'm not going to use it because I want to drill through the mortar joints in my brick. I'm using the masonry bits to attach it. And if I do use the top as a guide, it's going to be kind of level. Yeah, that'll be level enough. But I don't want to drill through 4 bricks. I just want to drill through 2 bricks. So I'm going to measure that out. Now you want to have the correct distance from your faucet because of that inlet hose, the jumper hose is not very long. Well, I guess it's adequately long, but you just want to be kind of close to your faucet. So I don't want it too low. I don't want it way up here either. I'm going to do it right about here. It should be high enough. So I'm going to use my Sharpie. Now for these bottom holes that are going to go through brick, I want to line it up so I have plenty of meat so I don't risk breaking one of these bricks. So I guess I'm going to have to move it over here a little bit so that I'm going through the center of the brick, not close to the edge of the brick. So that's about right. So that's the alignment. Now we got to drill the holes. All right, excuse the nerd glasses, but I'm drilling, so safety first. I'm using 4 of these masonry sleeve bolts. So it's got a little flange on the end, and it just, the screwing action sucks it and expands the sleeve bolt. And it's got some kind of weird coating on it, but there's 4 of them. And then I've got a 7/16 inch masonry drill bit. I went and bought a new one just so it's fresh. And I got my hammer drill. So I taped off 1.5 inches. I mean, these bolts are 1.5 inches, but remember the flange is going to stick out a little ways, but you don't want to drill all the way through your house. So anyway, I'm going to drill the 4 holes, starting with the top through holes through the concrete mortar joints and then through the brick. There's that dude. There's that dude. There's 2. All right, so I've got the bolts into the wall. I drilled through the brick. The brick was a little harder than the mortar. New bit helped. I'm also using a rubber mallet so I don't beat up the bracket. And you just pound them in like that. Like so. I think those are 7/16. So those are pounded in. With this, use rubber because you don't want to beat up your bracket. So that's on there. Now I just have to tighten them up. All right, got a little hand wrench because there's no way I'm going to use my hammer drill on this, because if you over tighten this and you strip it out or you ruin the sleeve bolt, you're going to have to cut it off and then move it over. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hand tighten it with this. There's no way they're going to give you torque specific stuff, even if I had a fancy torque wrench. You could use a socket set, but again, I don't want to be too crazy with it. tight. Baby's pretty tight. Again, I don't want to go nuts with this. No pun intended. That's tight. This dude doesn't want to get tight. Let's see. He just has to go a little further. So. Yeah, it's getting tight now. There. My compressor's right behind me. Oh, that's tight. There, that baby's on there. Oh yeah. Super solid. Perfect. All right, so I zoomed in a little bit so you can see better, but now we've got to put this thing together. So you take the inlet hose, jumper hose, it's very solid, brass fittings, and the gooseneck and some other parts. But you take the inlet hose and stick it through the axle tube, just a little ways. Take the drum, put that on. Don't need that yet. And so, what did I do with it? This is the hose strap. So you put this through the little rectangle hole and nest it nicely in the axle. That goes in first. But this strap holds down the hose onto the flange so that if you're all the way, you pull the hose all the way at the end, you don't snap this thing off. It's kind of a safety feature for your gooseneck. We'll put that through there like that. Make sure you've got enough loop so you can stick your hose through. And then here's the cam brake. It's just a little C-clamp that you set the drag for how much tension you can pull the hose away from your reel from. One thing you don't want to do is set the drag too loose, and then it'll back up and it'll unspool. But it has a little flange there and a little nook for the flange. So you put that on like that, and then you have your gooseneck. So gooseneck like this, and attach to the inlet hose. A little more wiggle room. That's tight. And push it back in. Sure, all this is lined up. And then screw this aluminum collar on. So the strap seated, the C-clamp seated, and this thing. So that's that. All right, take a little break from the action and we'll open up the hose that I bought. I bought a 75-foot 5/8 garden hose from a place called Obsessed Garage. It's kind of an obscure website that has a bunch of car detailing information on it, and they're very good at sourcing high quality products like this hose The reason why I didn't buy the Eley poly hose is because it isn't very smooth. When you reel, it kind of binds and kinks, and they're very expensive. This wasn't cheap. I think this 75-foot hose was like 150 bucks. But it's good quality, and hopefully it's not as cumbersome as the poly hose. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird texture to it. I don't know, but it's certainly well packed. Wow, it's pretty heavy. Yeah, look at this, has nice clips. Make sure I don't cut my brand new hose. So yeah, it has nice fittings on it. Look at that, solid brass, just like the Eley hose. And it's not as grippy as the poly. I like that. It's nice and smooth, and this doesn't look like it's gonna, well, it'll kink a little bit, but not as, probably as bad as that poly hose. It's made by Continental. .5/8. So, very nice hose. All right, let's put it on the reel. All right, so let's attach the hose. Here's the inlet jumper hose. Female end, I'm going to put it on the faucet. Watch out, Azalea. I'll do some hose management later, but to be honest, that's pretty good. I don't really need to get too fancy with it. So if you're going to wind it like a right-handed person, now my wife and my daughter are lefties. Not that they'll use this hose, but if they do, too bad. So I'm going to have it crank for a right-handed person. So it's going to go clockwise. So what you do is take the female end of your hose, put it through the safety strap I talked about. It's going to wind that way. Put it through here. Tighten it down like so. Not too tight. So now I'm going to tighten the strap down. Not too tight. Just right. Okay. So that's all good. Now I have another reel in the back, and I've had it for over 10 years now. I think I got it in 2012, 2013. And it's rusted, or it's chipped. I shouldn't say it's rusted. It's chipped and it's flaking off because I use that outdoor cleaner, and they say it doesn't have bleach in it, but it does, and I can smell the bleach. And when I pressure wash the house, it gets on this, and anything metal, it corrodes instantly. But this is held up really well. I'll take a video of it later. But you can buy touch-up paint in this bronze color, even though it's 400 degrees baked powder coated. It'll still scratch and ding. Now, I don't like how I have this, so I'm gonna loosen it up. Put this a little closer. Get this out of the way. There, that's much better. There, now that baby's on there. This is the cam brake, so you loosen it up, you release the brake, and then it spins freely. But ideally what you want to do is have the brake tight, and you can still pull it so it doesn't backspin on you. So anyway, let me turn the water on and level this hose on. There goes the water. No leaks. Let's spool it up. You want to have it nice and level so it's nice and neat and it doesn't bind. I like this hose. I think 75 feet's going to be just right. Alright, and there it is. I think I have it set just where I want it. Just barely pull it, and the drag is set correctly. So you can just pull it, and it won't backspin on you, and it won't unravel by itself. Now if you want to set it, you take your 3/8 inch wrench. I'll loosen it. See, now it starts to undo because of the weight of the hose, but I'm gonna tighten it back up. That's pretty much perfect right there. Sweet. Get all the air out. Sweet. All right, we're good. Turn it off. That, my friends, is the Eley hose reel. Solid. I think I got it for $210.49. It's kind of weird how they have the pricing algorithm, but I highly recommend it. Alright, so here's the reel mounted on the wall, hidden behind this camellia and the azalea. Looks pretty good. One thing I did forget to mention was Eley also sells these quick connects. Got a little dirty, but those are very nice. They're brass and they're not as fiddly as those small quick connects. Nice and big and easy to operate. That's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you can get those, like there's a set of 4, I believe. You can get like 3 male ends and 1 female end for like $20. Don't quote me on that, but I'm not sure. But that's how that looks. It's very tidy. All right, so here's my other hose that I bought. I bought it in 2016. And including the 100-foot poly hose, it was like $234. So the price of these things have come way up. So I guess the hose was $90. Now the hose is like $200. And that would make that like what, $140. So now it's like $210 for the reel, and then another $200 for the hose. So boy, inflation's really kicked in. But anyway, it's held up super well. There's a little bit of chipping right here, as you can see. But if you buy that touch-up paint for $11, the bronze color off the Eley website, it'll clean that right up. It's a little bit of flaking right here too. Right there, see that? Just sand that up and clean that up to get it perfect again. But like I said, I pressure wash this house, and that chemical from the outdoor cleaner, it just corrodes everything. But it looks nice. The poly hose, the black tape was on there because somebody chewed it. See? Who chewed my hose? Was it you? It sure was. You're a pup, you chewed it. What do you got, a ball? Rosie, what's this? What's this? Oh, there's the other one. You guys want the ball? Who wants it? Ready, Pepper? Get it. Full send. Nice job. What are you doing, Rosie? Hey! Rosie. Making Pepper do all the work? Where's the ball, Pepper? Come on, get out of there. Good girl. Oh, shake. Get that ball. Good girl. Leave it. Good, leave it. You want to do it again? What's this? Get it. Good girl. Rosie, you want to get in the pool? Come on, let's get in the pool. What are you doing? Hunting lizards? Where's your lizard? Where's your lizard? Where's your lizard? It's a bird dog that likes to hunt lizards. Where's your lizard, Rosie? Where is it? Good girl. Where's that lizard? Where is it, Rosie? Where is it? Where's Rosie's lizard? Good girl. Funny dogs.